generate more warm leads than we can handle.
What does I generate more leads than I can handle mean?
I'll give you my excuse, which is...
Oh, my antenna immediately went up. This is a situation for us to find out exactly what's wrong and what's not working so we get down to the process.
It's just a lack of consistency on the closing side.
Okay, so you have trouble closing, you think. So you're calling these people? Let's just hear what you say.
Good afternoon, my name is Matt. I know how important your time is, so I'm just gonna be direct.
By the way, when the people are broke, their time's not important. Like, I know your time's important and shit, you're in foreclosure, you're losing everything. Nobody starts off with the time is important, so let me actually role play now. You be a distressed homeowner, you be right there, and I'll be the homeowner. So I'm gonna tell you exactly how we do it. All right, tell everybody, what do you do?
My name is Sam. I work with my partner, Matt, and we focus on foreclosure marketing. We generate more warm leads than we can handle, and so right now we're just looking for business partners to JV with deals all over Texas.
I don't know why you're clapping, I haven't started. Okay, what does I generate more leads than I can handle mean?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking the person who spoke before you.
Well, I'll give you my excuse, which is...
I didn't see no clapping now, right? Oh, no, because that's what you do, right? To me, my antenna immediately went up. I don't even know what he's gonna say, but I have an idea what he's gonna say, right? The problem is that you're too quick to get sucked in whatever other people say. You are a real estate investor. You are an entrepreneur. Assume everyone is lying until proven otherwise, or else you're gonna get burnt. So give me your excuse, your answer. What do you mean more leads than you can keep up? Or that's just said that so that you can impress everybody?
So we've been pretty consistent in our marketing, but me and Matt still work W-2s, and so we lack the time.
But how many leads? Because you say more leads we can handle. What does that mean? How many leads are you generating?
We probably generate about 20 warm leads a week, but
you can't handle 20 leads to give out to other people? Now, by the way, when he said more leads than I generate, did you think it was 20? No. See? But again, that's my thing. And by the way, you know who clap? The right-brainers. You understand, I could tell by body language and tonality. He's very well-spoken, he's very intelligent. But you understand, I happen to be one of the top marketers and the highest paid business coach in the world. People pay me $1 million. So if you think I cannot detect from the moment of that, and then you didn't expect, most of you wouldn't have asked the answer. How many leads are you generating? You're like, oh wow, he's got a lot of leads. That doesn't mean he's a bad guy or he's not. So this is the difference here of, do you want to get coached or do you want to appear bigger than what you are? And sometimes in front, we want to appear bigger than we are. It doesn't matter if you've never generated a lead or you did 10,000. It doesn't change my opinion. But we're here, this is not an audition. This is a situation for us to find out exactly what's wrong and what's not working so we get down to the process. Now, the other two are probably so happy they didn't go first. One of them is regretting. They're like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? They're like terrified at this point. So let's take a step back here, all right? So let's do a deep dive into the business. First of all, what is the name of the business?
Abundant Home Buyers.
What?
Abundant Home Buyers.
Abundant. Are you manifesting at the same time?
Yes.
Figured. Why'd you call it abundant?
That's just how we wanted to be identified as
abundant?
Sure. You talk about abundance mindset, and we want to have that mindset of, generating abundance.
I know, but this is not about chakra alignment. This is about, knowing who you are and the knowing, and let's get the sound bowls off and let's kumbaya. People here need leads, right? And here's the thing too, gimmicks hurt you. So there's a lot of very successful people here who have a lot of money. They don't like gimmicks, right? And the word abundant it sounds like a little bit gimmicky, abundant, okay? So tell me your business model so I can truly understand, so I can help you make more money, get rid of your W-2.
So our focus is pulling in foreclosure leads and marketing to those through cold calls using VAs, texting, and door knocking.
So what is your point of doing these leads?
Say again?
What is the point with these leads? To do deals yourself?
That was the original intent, but I think we've decided that we want to go deeper into marketing and then JV with partners just so we can scale faster.
But how many deals have you done?
0.
No clapping? No clapping? Right? So it's like on one hand, I want to scale faster, but I haven't done any deals, right? If the question was, I'm doing too many deals myself, I cannot do it, then you know what? Now I'm going to do it for others. That's a logical point. But you have an opportunity. What's going to get you out of your JOB is not creating leads for others, it's creating leads for yourself, okay? And then the leads that you do for yourself, you'll make money, and that's going to give you an opportunity to do, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 deals, profit, and that's how you're going to scale out, right? Unless you say, I want to be a marketing agency for real estate investors, that's a different conversation. But you're generating 20 leads, and over what time period?
As in how long?
How many leads have you generated?
Oh, I mean, we probably have 3,000-4,000 on our system.
But how come you've had 0 deals?
I think it's just a lack of consistency on the closing side.
Okay, so you have trouble closing, you think?
Yes.
Okay, and just give me a scenario where you lost a deal where you thought you could have had it, why you're not. Because this is where we have to solve the problem. If you're generating 3,000-4,000 deals, most people here can't generate their leads. So let's talk about the positive. You're doing 3,000-4,000 leads. It's phenomenal. Okay? Now, whether they have money or not, it doesn't matter. It's a marketing game. Real estate's a marketing game. So it's a pure number game. But then the question is, are you talking to the distressed homeowner?
Are we talking to distressed homeowner?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, who's talking, you or your partner?
Both of us.
Okay, where's the partner? Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, come here. I want to see what type of personnel I'm dealing with. Let me see who's responsible for this show. More clapping. You don't know what's coming. You haven't learned from your lesson. Clearly you haven't learned. Oh yeah, destruction. Come over here.
He's ready.
Hey, everyone.
All right. So, which one does more of the closing?
Probably me.
Probably me, you. And what do you do? Sorry, give him the mic for a second. No, what does he do?
What do I do?
No, what does he do?
Oh, what does he do? Now you want to talk?
It's like Scooby-Doo. I don't know. What do you do? I don't know. You do. I would do. Abundant.
So I definitely reinforce what Sam says. We overall, I mean, I help with the closing as well. Obviously,
Well, no, you haven't closed
the deal
anything,
yet.
so
Right.
you're helping, not closing. You haven't closed anything. I just want to know what you do.
What do I do? Just more marketing, doing the VA, or helping with cold calls, door knocking, so forth, so on.
So you're door knocking?
I am.
How many door knocks did you last in the last 30 days? Did you door
In the
knock?
last 30 days, probably about 50 to 60.
Probably. With 0 success?
0 success. There has been, people answering, but no contract signed.
And you're talking to people on the phone and he's door knocking.
We both do both.
Okay, so first of all, you're two partners and you're both intersecting each other, but I just kind of want to hear what you say to me. Give it back to my buddy here. Let's just hear what you say. Okay, so you're calling these people? Okay, let's do a ring ring with me. Okay, ring ring. No, I'll pick up. Yellow.
Me ring ring. You ring ring. Hey, is this JT?
Yes?
Hey, this is Sam. I was just calling to see if anybody had gone over your options with you regarding the foreclosure on your house at, 123 Maple Street.
So, did you not hear me speak yesterday?
I did.
Okay. Did you take notes?
I did.
So if I take your notebook, I'll see what I said?
I hope so.
You hope so?
I write as fast as I can.
You wrote as fast as you can. Okay? Let's give it to your buddy, just to see.
Okay, so ring ring. So good afternoon, my name is Matt. I know how important your time is, so I'm just going to be direct.
By the
I
way,
see-
when the people are broke, their time's not important. Like,
trying to
they
be
have
as
nothing to do.
energetic as
They're,
possible,
you know what I mean?
but-
Like, I know your time's important and shit, you're in foreclosure, you're losing everything, you're not making enough money. Like, nobody starts off with the time is important. Plus, you have to take a look at the overall picture. But let's bounce back. Continue.
Okay.
First of all, what did you say your name of your company is?
The name of the company is Abundant Home Buyers.
Okay. So when you're calling people, you're basically saying, hi, I want to buy your house. But you said, can I go over your options, but you're abundant home buyers. So when do you tell them you're abundant home buyers?
If they ask, we
They
don't
never
start
ask?
off with saying.
They
Well,
ne-
some do, but it's usually that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about different options, solutions to help them with.
Yeah, but how can you help? Have you ever helped anybody?
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing what?
By giving the advice with whatever direction to go.
Give me an example of advice you've given.
Okay, so typically we start with, okay,
No,
you
not
pay
typically.
off?
Give me an exact example.
Okay, start with the checklist, the 7, 8 different options where basically, can you pay off the loan? Can you reinstate the loan? Can you do a loan mod? Can you do a TRO, bankruptcy? And then if none of that stuff works, then say, hey, can you sell at retail, or is it best to just sell to an investor, cash buyer?
All right, give it back to him. It's like I'm a doctor. I got to diagnose this. I mean, I already know what the problem is. All right, so at what point are you getting resistance? Because I think the problem is that it doesn't sound authentic, right? I mean, you're getting the leads, so it's like you have a way to win, but you're not winning. Why do you think you're not winning? You're not getting the deal.
I mean, I mean, it's a numbers game, right? And I think we're just.
Well, you're just justifying it. You're at 0 and you have 4,000 leads. There's something you're doing wrong.
Sure.
Right? I mean, at the end of the day, we have to diagnose. That's the issue. Like, small tweak. You're getting the leads. That's the hardest part. You're going out there and you're making things happen, which most people won't do. So we have a lot of positives, right? But there's something you're doing that's making people not do business with you, right? And I don't know if it's the shtick, right? The gimmick, because you guys got a little bit of a talking, like, you know what I mean? Like you want to go over the options, but you're abundant home buyers. So, it's more like, how do you get on, and then you just kind of be yourself and eliminate everybody, just kind of like what I did this morning a little bit, right? So where are you getting stuck? What are they saying to you that's making them not do the deal with you?
I mean, there's various objections that we're trying to get over. Like typically
what?
They say, we've already got it figured out, or so and so.
Yeah, I understand, but with like 4,000 leads, you had to have been close at some point and something happened. That's what I want to know.
Well, and we've had contracts before, but we had to terminate just because the deal didn't play out as planned. So it just, didn't work out, so.
Where we'd get it under contract and then the numbers just.
So what if I say to you, so you had it on contract, you didn't do your numbers correctly, then you got to go back to them and they're all pissed off? The numbers don't fit?
Right.
Right? So how did you not do your numbers correctly in the first place going in?
Well, we would go under contract, pro forma numbers, and then, whatever they said that their reinstatement was, that ended up not being the case. And so it was really just a
I understand, but there's a lot of equity right now in most properties, right? It's not like 2008, 9, 10. Everybody has equity.
Yeah, no, I
right?
understand.
Nobody's upside down like Jen, we're talking about being in foreclosures.
Yeah, but
right?
the couple that we have gotten under contract were pretty tight.
How do you dress when you go to the houses?
We're usually in slacks and a polo type deal, yeah.
And it has your logo?
No logo.
No logo. No polos with a logo?
No.
Right? So you have like a Bible or some shit. And say, no, you're not gonna just tell them you're on a mission? No. Because you have to understand, people are skeptical coming in. This is where you have to use your power, right? And you really have to do the disarming and stuff like that. Like, all the pieces are there. For some reason, we're just not winning, right? And then it's figure out, is it because it's a little cliche? Is it because, you know what I mean? And also, too, are you doing a good job pre-qualifying the leads and knowing how to evaluate the leads before you go out there and waste some time, too? That's another part about it. You know what I mean? You want a little secret? So don't tell anybody. So if you go at the house, right, and they don't answer the door, take a FedEx envelope, okay? Put your letter in there, put in their name, put the FedEx, 100% open rate. Don't do it with the US Post mail because it's like mail fraud and shit, but FedEx is not. Okay? Leave it at the door. Guaranteed to get open. They think you send them like a $20 FedEx. Free tip for you.
Good tip.
Right? And then I think what you need to do is, like, for example, I'm going to sit down when I have some options, right? So there's some things you said correctly. So let me actually role play them out. You be a distressed homeowner. You be right there, right? And I'll be the homeowner, okay? So I'm going to tell you exactly how I would do it, okay? So the first thing you do when you get into the house, okay, what's the first thing you need to do? What's the first thing you need to do? If you have a meeting. By the way, are you having a meeting with them at the house? How many meetings have you had at their house, inside their house?
How many meetings?
5.
Yeah.
Okay. 4,000 leads, 5 meetings. You know what I mean? You understand? How many of these are you trying to close over the phone?
I mean, we try and close all of them over the phone.
And that's your problem. Okay. If you know there's equity, and it's a good deal, you have to go to the house. Because everyone's tough on the phone. Everyone, it's easy to be disconnected. You can't read their body language. You can't do anything, okay? That's the first thing, okay? You have to go in there, do your preliminaries, know what it is, if it's a good kind of deal is there, right? And you don't want to give the options on the phone because the answer is this. So let me call you, right? So let's do the ring ring and then we'll take it to the house, okay? So ring ring.
Hello?
Is this Sam?
This is Sam.
Sam, my name is JT Foxx, and I don't normally make phone calls like this, and I'm sure you've taken care of this situation, but it is my understanding that your name is on the foreclosure list. Explode.
No, it's not on the list. It's a complete mistake. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're absolutely right. And I'm sure every investor is calling you and everyone under the sun trying to get your house. Is that correct, Sam?
Yeah, that's right.
And you're tired of people calling you?
Yes.
And you just want people to leave you alone and go away, correct?
Potentially, yes.
And at the end of the day, do you think the bank is on your side or against your side?
Oh, they're not on my side.
Okay, exactly. My job is to make sure the bank doesn't take your house. In fact, my job is to give you a second chance. And so many of my clients have had this exact same situation, and I stop that from the bank taking exactly what's most precious to them. But the issue is, a lot of times I call Sam, and everybody says it's taken care of until it's not. Do you trust the bank?
No.
Do you trust the government?
No.
Okay. So are you willing to put your faith into two institutions that are in collusion against each other and don't care about you?
No.
Okay. So here's what I'm recommending. If you could answer a few questions for me, okay, let me see what I can do, right? I'm the owner of the company. I can make moves. I can get on the call. Is that okay?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. It's only going to take a few minutes. I just want to see what's happening. So first of all, do you know when your foreclosure sale date is?
Yeah, it's April 2nd.
April 2nd. So we've got about 30 days, correct? And you know how it works here in Texas. They're going to come in, they're going to put it on this doorstep, and everyone who called you is going to be waiting to take your house away. We need to stop that. You agree with me?
Yes.
Okay? Now, how much is your house worth?
I don't know.
Okay? Did you Zillow it by any chance, or did somebody tell you?
Somebody told me it was worth $500,000.
Okay. Do you believe it's worth $500,000?
I don't know.
Okay. Don't worry. I'll take a look at it too, because knowing the value will help me determine what the bank and others will do. Like, for example, if you owe $200,000 and the house is worth $500,000, the bank is not interested in negotiation because they're going to take all their money back, right? And then they're going to take that money and give it out at 6.57%. So they want to recycle the money. Would you agree with that, that that's what they would do?
Sure.
Okay. Do you know how much you owe on your payments right now?
No, I don't.
Okay. You don't know shit. No wonder you're in foreclosure, Sam. Okay? Do you know how much? Do you know what your mortgage was when you got it?
What, the principal?
Yeah, what the principal was.
267.
267. When did you buy this?
15 years ago.
Okay. Good. Did you? Do you know what interest rate you had it back 15 years ago?
It was like between 4 and 8%.
That was pretty good back then. Good job. See, you've got skills, my friend. Don't worry, we'll get you out of this. Second, do you have any second mortgages, or do you have any IRS liens or anything like that, or is it just this one mortgage?
I have $60,000 in a HELOC.
In a HELOC. And is it there or is it spent?
It's there.
Okay, it's there. But have you spent it?
Oh no, yeah, that's the balance.
That's the balance of it as well. Is there anything else that's encumbering the property?
I have a $55,000 IRS tax lien.
Okay, you're amazing. You're the gift that keeps on giving. Okay? So we have 267 plus 60, right? Plus 50. So give or take, let's say we're at 390. Okay? We're at 390. All right? And let me ask you, how many months are you behind?
I'm behind 5 months.
And you remember what your monthly payment was?
$2,300.
$2,300. Okay? So here's what I'm willing to do. Let me do some research. Let me find out what's going on. Let me test the temperature. Can you meet me at Friday at 3 p.m. at your house?
I think that can work.
Okay. Are you married?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a wife?
Yes.
Will she be there?
No.
Okay. We need a time she be there because decisions are going to have to be made fast, and I need both of you there because April 2nd is a very, very important date. Every single second we wait, we have less leverage. The bank has more leverage. The sooner I can get to this, the more I can favor the leverage back. So which day would you and your wife be there? Saturday morning?
We can do Friday. She gets home at 6 p.m.
Okay, so if I'm going to be there, you give me your word that you and your wife will be there. Because I'm about to do some research for you, Sam. And to be truthful, I don't know what I can do yet, but I will guarantee you I'll give you every single option. And I'm going to give you something you haven't had control so that you and your family can make the decision. Not the banks, not the government, not the auction. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
Do you give me your word?
Yes, we'll be there.
You're a man of your word.
Absolutely.
Okay, see you at 6. Okay? So first thing that I go into the house to go up, thank you. It's funny because all the people that clapped for him didn't clap for me. I don't understand. You guys are killing me. Okay, so the first thing is then you go to the house. What you need to do at the house, the first thing is this, you need to watch. And a couple of things. Billy's, a lot of the times the garage is open. What's inside their garage will depend. A very neat garage where everything is in the right place is a left-brainer, and it's about to be a very tough negotiation. A house where shit is everywhere will be very easy. Okay? So the first thing you do, okay, is you come in and you say, Sam, how are you? JT Foxx, nice to see you.
See you.
Okay? By the way, where do most people want to sit down? Kitchen table, right? So do you mind if we sit down and say,
Yeah, that's fine.
do you mind if we sit in the living room? And
Yeah, that's fine.
the reason why I sit in the living room is that the kitchen table is where deals are done, right? I just want to sit down and hear your story. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's sit down. Take the newspaper and shit and all the, sit down. So, Sam, I want to ask you a question before we start. How are you and your wife holding out? How are you holding up?
We're doing okay. We're doing okay.
And just out of curiosity, how are you doing okay? In 30 days, the bank may be taking this house over. I'm sure it's a tremendous amount of stress and pressure. How are you okay? And I know this is not about being tough. This is where I need to see who the real Sam is, because at the end of the day, that's who I'm fighting for.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is I'm just in complete denial about my situation. I'm just waiting for you to figure it out for me.
Usually, I get another 5 minutes of that, but we get to that too. Okay? Listen, at the end of the day, Sam, it's not your fault. The system has let you down. And do you remember how our tax bailed out the banks in 2008?
Yep.
You find it weird that no one's bailing you out now?
Yeah, it hurts.
So tell me what happened. Why'd you get in this situation? Okay, skip that part. Go in there and swell. Sam, let me go through every single option. Okay? And then you decide what you want to do. Okay? So the option number 1 is, have you tried working with the bank?
Yeah, I applied for a loan modification and they denied me.
Okay, why did they deny you?
They said I didn't have the income.
Okay. Do you plan on making more income at your job or what you do right now?
No.
Okay. So would you agree that a loan modification is not going to work out with the bank?
Yes.
Okay. Did you try borrowing money from family and friends?
I'm too embarrassed and I don't want to ask them.
Well, this is your house. You have children, Sam?
I do.
Okay. Do you think that they'd have the 40-odd thousand to cure the property? Do you think that they'd have money to help you with the second that's probably in default as well?
They might, but I haven't asked them, so I
Well,
don't know.
here's the thing. What I don't want to do, Sam, is to come in and I help you, and all of a sudden, the last second, family members come in. So if you need to talk to your family members first, we can reschedule this meeting. We're running out of time, so you need to decide, do you want to ask them, right? Which, you know how family and money is, right? Or we want to explore every option. If you want to talk to them, that's fine. I'll just come back another time. But remember, time is of the essence. This is not about pride. This is about making sure that the right option is done for you.
Yeah, I think I will talk to them, but, I'd like to explore the options with you as well.
Okay. Who could lend you the money and how much?
Probably my parents, and I don't know. I'd just have to talk
Well,
to
how
them
much
and see.
money do your parents have?
I don't know.
You don't know. Are they wealthy? Probably not. You're in foreclosure, buddy. So,
No.
So do you really think they come up with the 40,000, what's behind in a second, and then also pay off the IRS?
Probably not.
Okay. And also, too, how do you feel comfortable taking money from them in their retirement to save you?
Thanksgiving would be rough.
Probably would. Okay? Probably would. So would you agree that's not a good option right now?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Have you thought about filing bankruptcy?
No, I've not thought about that.
So bankruptcy, for example, Chapter 7 is a complete elimination of debt, but you'd have to move out. 13, they take all of your debt, consolidate them together, right? And then over 36 months, take payments. So for example, you're $2,300 down, they take the debt, the IRS, all your credit cards, Would you be able to pay $7,000, $8,000 a month?
No.
So would you agree that that's not a good option for you?
Yes.
Okay. Have you thought about getting a refinance?
Refinance on the first mortgage?
Yes.
I don't think that I would qualify.
I don't think so too, because your status and your income and giving them a loan would be predatory. And second of all, they probably wouldn't close the next 30 days. So would you agree that that's not a good option?
Yes.
Okay. Have you thought about listing your house on the market with a realtor?
I have, but I realize I don't have enough time for that.
Okay. So obviously, if they list a house now, you'd have to someone to close extremely quickly. And the agent takes their commission. And if they can't close, because a lot of lenders are delayed right now, you end up losing everything. So would you agree that's not a good option for
Yes.
you? Okay.
Here we go. So now what?
I know you were fighting it. Okay? Every single time. I'll say, so Sam, there's one option left, and that's not the option that I want. But that's the only options left. You know, we got to sell the house, right? Rebuild, get a second chance, or else you're going to lose everything. You're going to have a foreclosure on your record, and it's going to affect your ability to do anything. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on an offer. I'm going to give you several options. Okay? Now, one of the things is before I go to the house, I want them to get a payoff. Okay? I want to get a payoff. And this, from this point on, remember I said assumptive-based closing? You're going to talk to them like you know the deal is going through, like you're buying, with absolute confidence. Because they can't be like, Sam, we already talked about this. Right? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's the realization. But sometimes it could be like 2 minutes of silence. Sometimes people start crying because the realization can come in. But probably at every homeowner, I would close 9 out of 10, sometimes 10 out of 10. Assuming there's equity, of course, and there's deals like that too as well, right? But you have an idea what the numbers you can do. Now, one of the things that you may not have thought doing is basically assuming their first mortgage, right? Taking over their first mortgage instead of coming up with $300,000, $400,000, right? Cure the default, let it assign to you. You don't want to keep them in there. At the end of the day, they have to go, right? And say, you know, part of this doing the assignment of mortgage, you know, seller financing, basically they quit claim it over to you. You pay off this, payments are being made again, and it's good for their credit because you guys are making the payments. Okay? So the lesson here: get inside the house. Be your authentic self, right? Let them come up with what it is that they want to do. Go through every single option, okay? Make sure you know exactly your numbers going in, right? Sometimes if I'm sitting down, I'll even drive the comps before so I have an idea, okay? Even a couple of times say, hey, listen, you send me a couple of pictures of the house. But you gotta be careful because that sort of gives indication there as well, right? So you kind of have an idea what it's worth before, and you build that authenticity. And if it doesn't work buying like all cash, then that's where you become with the creative options, right? You do subject to deals, which is what a lot of them doing. You know, I cured for 40, I'm gonna put 30 in the house, I'm into 70, I'm gonna put it back on the market and turn around and I wanna make 70, I put 70 to make 70. That all day long is there as well, okay? And you're doing a good job with distressed homeowners. I want you to add the subject to your arsenal. It's the same type of calling thing, same type of VA, stuff like that too as well. And never tell anyone you're a real estate investor if you're dealing with a retail buyer, because they automatically assume, okay, they automatically assume you're gonna steal their house, okay? So here's a little secret. When I put offers on property, who do you look up to? Who's your hero, other than me?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, okay, who's your hero?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, so Tom Arnold, LLC. So when you put offers on property, always Tom Arnold. And then you put the LLC kind of scrunched up together as well. So Tom Arnold looks like an individual. Every one of my entities has a name. As opposed to, because when I first started, like, I was broke and I was Global Consortium Group and I was broke. And people just assume I would take over. So now it looks like Tom Arnold is coming, right? Also, too, you gotta elevate your brand. Now, is there a business for you to generate leads? If you're able to generate leads, that could be a completely different, You know what I mean? Right? I would call that distressrealestateleads.com. Distressrealestateleads.com. Hopefully you're quick on the type. And you know what? The problem is if you take a piece of the deal, you can't control whether they do the deal or not. So have them pay, at first maybe create like on a monthly continuity, put them on a contract, right? First 30 days, they can get out anytime they opted out. Once it goes over 30 days, they have to go into a 6-month contract, right? Because there's no magic potion, right? It's a numbers game, okay? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking which direction we want to go in, Obviously, like you said, that there could be something with just focusing on the marketing piece.
Here's my advice. There's two of you.
Yes.
One focuses on the marketing, one focuses on the real estate. Right now, you're kind of tripping over each other, right? And that's the issue. You got to elevate your brand so you have more credibility. That's part of the issue, too.
And so we want to utilize JV partners more because...
No, you don't want to be the man.
No,
right?
and eventually I do.
Eventually, but you're worried about eventually. I'm worried about now.
Yeah.
Now is zero. Now is a job.
Right.
Right? Later is whatever. Focus on what's now.
But if I have to be at work and he's out of the country, he's a pilot, so he'll be out of the country for
what airline?
2 weeks at a time.
FedEx.
Okay, I just want to know what airline not to fly. Oh, that was kind of all right, the FedEx line. I did it with UPS. You guys missed a good idea. I use UPS just in case because of him. Or do DHL, which nobody cares about DHL. Yeah, I mean, listen, it'd probably make more sense for one to work on the leads and the other work on the deals. So that way you kind of attack both spectrum.
Right, and so from when I talk about JV partners, that's where I want the speed of getting to the house to be there. Because if I'm at work.
Yeah, but nobody's meeting during the day. I don't think I've ever had a meeting. All my meetings were in the evening or on the weekends because these people are working.
That's true.
And husband and wife are both not there. So, that's not the issue. I think at this point you guys it's just you. But I think you're doing one thing, you're doing another thing. I think we need to really figure out how each of you has a role because now you're both kind of chasing, right?
Sure.
So you're doing some things really well, you're just not converting, okay? And then the next time you do it, I like actually to record yourself, right? And then go back and say, man, I can't believe we said that. And start analyzing. Like Tom Brady, who's analyzing this and this and this. Okay? All right, so some really good things. We're just so close, but close is not winning, right? And let's just create the brand that's more about lifesavers, home savers, like that type of second chance, type of stuff like that. And then basically say, I don't know what I can do. I don't have the facts, right? It's like a doctor. I need to take tests. Once I take tests, I'll tell you what to do. And anybody who tells you what they can do, they only tell you to do because that's what they do. A bankruptcy will tell you 5 bankruptcy. A region will tell you how to do this. Let's look at all the options. At the end of the day, we both know there's only one option. It's only sell. But they have to come to that self-discovery, right? And as very tough as I'm in business, now the problem is for me is I got desensitized towards the end. I'll be like, all right, you're going to say this, your wife is going to say this, I'm going to say this, you're going to come back, and if you're not, I'm going to go to the auction, I'm going to buy it, and you're like, see, I told you so. Like, it just became so easy that I kind of got desensitized. And also, they lie to you, right? So then, not only when you have a deal, then you got to stay on top of them, because if another investor comes in, as soon as they found out it was me, they'll give an extra $5,000, or you're doing a short sale and be like, I'll give you $10,000 under the table, which technically you can't do. Right? And then it's not worth it for your integrity. And that's why I would mention it. I'd be like, listen, there may be people after who are going to come in and say, I'll give you $10,000. If the bank takes a loss and they find out, you're going to jail. Is that worth it for 10 grand?
No.
Right? And by the way, they won't find out. They always do because they're going to go pinch that guy and that guy is going to look at every deal he's done and they're going to rat you out. That's how it happens. So I start coming up with every objection so I can stick the sale. Okay? Good job, guys. Give them a big round of applause. Good job.